Hello children. So before I start saying anything, first I would like you to notice that where I am standing today. I am not standing inside a class or within the classroom. That's only because I thought the kind of poem it is, I should come out of the class, move out of the class, and should find such a scenario and conditions where I can really enjoy discussing the poem. And luckily, I found such thing. You can see where I'm standing. We have a tree. I'm standing inside under a tree which has yellow flowers. Of course, the tree is not laburnum tree, but somehow and somewhere it connects me to that laburnum tree. And you even sometime, not now but at some other time of the day, we find small birds coming and sitting here, but I'm not very sure that those small birds are the goldfinch, but they are very much like goldfinch birds, right children? So by this time you must have got the idea that what I is going to discuss and teach today. So today I'm going to teach you that second poem of the laburnum, the second poem of the that Hornbill book, that is the Laburnum Talk. And this poem is composed by Ted Hughes. So this poem is Laburnum Talk. So first let me discuss what is this laburnum tree, or how does it look like. So this laburnum tree, it's a short tree with the hanging branches, and it has yellow flowers, and the fruits are poisonous. Once again, I tell you what are this laburnum tree like. So the laburnum tree is a short tree with the hanging branches, and it has yellow flowers, and the fruits are poisonous. And how are the goldfinch birds? The goldfinch birds are small singing birds with the yellow wings. Now children, before I start discussing the poem, when I was thinking about this poem, I was reminded of a very similar situations that is described in the poem between the tree laburnum tree and the goldfinch bird. The same kind of situations we find, and it's about our school, right? So see children, if you visit our school at night, you would not get to hear the noise of the students which they make, or the things which the teacher teach, or the students reading out lessons together. You will not find any such kind of noise. But if we visit the school during the school time, we will see that what it means to be a school. So the same thing, idea is conveyed in this poem also, and the same idea is can be conveyed and connected with the goldfinch birds and the laburnum tree. So that is something. So now I would like to first discuss the difficult words which you come across in this poem. So first I would like to discuss the words, and then I will go into the poem and explain to you the poem. So the first word you would come across is twitching chirrups. So twitching chirrup is again a sound made by the birds. They chirrup. That, and twitching means it's a sudden movement. And this twitching chirrup, this word is associated with goldfinch goldfinch bird. Goldfinch is the mother bird. Now what are the other words which you will come across? That was suddenness and startlement. Startlement means sudden shock. So suddenness and startlement, these words are again associated with the mother goldfinch bird. Now another three words are there which are related with the goldfinch, mother goldfinch bird, which are, and her movement is like a lizard, sleek as lizard, abrupt and alert. She is very abrupt and alert, like sleek like a lizard. Now there are another three words in the in the poem which are associated with the little birdies, little birds, right? Young ones of the mother goldfinch birds. These words are chittering. Chittering is a chattering sound. Tremor of the wings. Tremor of the wings. That means when the little goldfinch birds find their mother, they started flapping their wings. So that is tremor of wings. And trillings is again a sound. Then next line we move further, we find two other words which are tremors and thrills. These words are related with the entire laburnum tree. Now In the next line it is said that it is the engine of her family, and she strokes it full. The meaning of strokes is, to add fuel to the machine. And then we again move further, we find a word called delicate, airy. Airy means very strange and weird. And then three words come together, that is visual, chirrup, whispering. So with these sounds, the bird flies away. And there's another, there is another word which is bared face, identity mask. So this is this it means on the face of the head part of the goldfinch bird is stripy, it has a stripe. And finally there is the last word in the poem is there, subsides into empty. Subsides means reduces. That means when the goldfinch bird flies away, so once again the laburnum tree becomes silent. So till now I have discussed the different words which you would come across in the poem. Now let me explain you the poem. So the poem, when the explained, the time is, the season is autumn season, the month is September, and that's why the leaves of the laburnum tree have turned yellow and the seeds have fallen. Right? Once again I tell you, the season is autumn, the month is September, time is daytime. That's why the leaves have turned yellow and the seeds have fallen. Now, so the tree was silent, standing very silent. It was still. It was almost like dead. There was no movement. The laburnum tree was standing very silent. But as soon as the mother goldfinch birds come with the twittering chirrups, and there is a suddenness and a startlement, because in the beginning when the goldfinch bird comes, it sits at the end of the branch of the tree. But where is the nest? Where is her nest? It is inside the tree, in the thickness among the tree. So from there the goldfinch mother birds comes inside, and when she comes inside, her movement is compared with a lizard. So here the movement of goldfinch bird is compared with a lizard. She is sleek, abrupt and alert. Now when the little birdies, when they see their mother goldfinch, they make whole lot of noise. And then we find, the machine starts. It's a kind of machine. And, small young birdies, the birds, the young ones of the goldfinch birds, they start chittering, they start flapping their wings, and they start trilling, making noise. And after that, what happens? The entire tree also trembles and thrills. And then we find, the mother goldfinch birds start feeding the little ones. And here it is said that it is the engine, and she strokes it full. Now here there is a beautiful comparison which you need to understand. Here the entire tree is called a machine. The entire laburnum tree is called a machine, and the little birds, they are the engines. Right? See, engine is a very important part of a machine, and machine starts functioning only when the engine starts. And to keep the machine in a functioning state, we need to feed fuel to the machine. So similarly, when mother goldfinch birds, she comes and feeds these small ones, they start making a noise. So that's why here the comparison is very apt and appropriate. Now when mother goldfinch bird is done with the feeding process, she comes out again from the middle of the tree, and she flirts, she leads towards the end of the branches of the tree, comes out of the tree. And then at this point, her bared face, identity mask. Bared face means the entire body of the goldfinch bird is yellow, wing is yellow, but the face has it has stripe marks. And then she, with a delicate, airy, visual, chirrup, whispering sound, she gets ready to fly away into the infinite sky. And when she flies away, once again the laburnum tree subsides to empty. Once again it becomes silent, because before that laburnum tree came, the tree was silent, but the tree becomes like a machine, and its engine starts working as long as this mother goldfinch bird is there on the tree. And when once again When the mother goldfinch bird flies away, the tree subsides and again it becomes silent. Is that clear, children? So this is really a very nice poem, very beautiful poem, talking about the bonding and understanding of the Lebanon tree and goldfinch bird, right? And it is also one of my favorite poems. So children, I think whatever the discussion I have done, if you understand it, if you listen to it, you will not find even a small problem in understanding the complete poem. Is that clear? So listen to this video, you will understand, then read, go through the textbook. Is that clear, children? Is that clear? And if it is possible, there is an appeal to you from my side, by the in the balcony of yours, in some place, in a pot, you keep some water, because this season is really, it's summer season, and birds, they really look for a drop of water. So if you can do this, I think you have understood my poem. Is that clear? God bless you.